Hey everybody, it is Tash B here on an absolutely remarkably beautiful Sunday here in Townsville. And I wanted to get on and just have a share with you today a little bit around my daily practice around journaling, what I journal and why I journal. I've had quite a few people speak to me about that because I know I share pictures of my journaling, what I've sometimes what I've journaled, but also too, particularly on a Saturday because it's a really big part of my weekend routine is to head down to the beach and go for a walk in the sand, and I take my coffee and I sit there and then I journal. So I've had a few people ask me, well, what do you journal? Why do you journal? And you know, what's it all about? So I guess back when I was a little girl, I had my diary and dear diary, this is what I got up to today, and this is what's going on in my life and my friends, and gee, that boy, he's so cute, all that type of stuff that you have when you're, I guess, a young teenage girl. But journaling for me now, I've probably been doing it rather consistently, I'd say probably for the past 4 or 5 years. And what it looks like for me is future journaling. So, who I am, what I'm becoming, what I'm wanting to do, who I'm wanting to be, and where I see myself sort of in the future. And that's really the main focus of what I do, and just really trying to tap into the parts of me that's really quite, where I'm going with my life and my future. So so here's today's, and Glenn was just talking to me about this too just this morning. So that's sort of a little bit too, just talking about that. This is who I am. It's time to fully step in and embrace the woman that I'm here to be, because I know I've got so much more to give. It's about, for me, saying, I'm so successful in my business. I'm so successful in my business that I am helping and supporting hundreds and hundreds of people growing their business. I am on stage and I am sharing my story with a great group of people. I'm helping others reach their greatest potential. I'm here to motivate, I'm here to inspire. And for me, it's something that I do pretty much every day. And like I said, I've been doing it for about the past 4 or 5 years. And I got into it about 4 or 5 years ago because that was probably at the point where I was really struggling with a lot of things. It was when my role had been made redundant. I had some stuff going on at home. I'm sure, if I don't need to go over a lot of that, there's interviews and I've spoken about that all before, about some of that stuff. But, it was a really tough time, and I got to a place where I didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't know enough. I wasn't smart enough. I was a fraud. Was how I felt, that I didn't deserve. I don't know how I got to the level that I had in my career, and did I deserve to be there? And so that was sort of where I was at that space, and I knew I had to do something to get out of that, because that's just not a great place to be in. And so that was then where I started journaling, and I started researching mindset and just really and visualization. I guess that's the word that I'm looking for, and visualizing my future. And that was really where it started from, because I went, right, okay, I've got to get myself out of this hole. I've got to stop believing that I'm worthless. I've got to stop believing that I don't know anything. And so that was then when the journaling started, where I started writing and reminding myself how smart I am, and reminding myself of the things that I had achieved. And now, it's about too where I'm going in my future. And quite often too, I've written things in my journal that I've sat down and really focused on it, in exactly what I'm wanting to build and what I'm wanting to do. And that sort of has come in line with the people that I've been able to work with, the work that I've done, and the opportunities that have arisen for me. So getting back to when I first started journaling, I did do some research and some work around the mindset and visualization and how it works and why it's so important. And if you look at some interviews with some of the great sporting people, I guess, is probably a really great place, because they use a lot of visualization and mindset in what they do. And part of what it is that they visualize themselves having achieved their goals, that they visualize themselves winning their race or their event, and they visualize themselves standing on the podium. And scientists have actually done research around this, where the brain doesn't actually know the difference between whether you've done it in real life or if it's real or if it's imagined. So, and I think that everybody knows too, once you've done something once, it's really easy to turn around and do it again for the next time. It's just doing it the first time that makes it really, really difficult and challenging. And so that's where doing the visualization and the mindset and reminding yourself over and over again that you reach a point where it's just like, well, I've already achieved this, so it's actually not hard. It's not hard for me to get up on stage and present to a group of people about my business, about my beliefs, about my truth, and about marketing and customer focus and all those things that I really love, because I've visualized it so many times up here. I write about it so often here. I have it here in my, I don't know if you can see that. This is my grade 4 piece of artwork, as Glenn refers to it, but I have it here too, that on my vision board, which I have sitting on my fridge. I also have another vision board that's on my in my study up against my computer, because it's there to constantly remind me that this is who I am. And I guess, there's a couple of really great examples of visualizing and the outcomes of visualizing that have come through. I think a great one is if you hear the story about Michelle Payne, the first female jockey to win the Melbourne Cup. She says, quite openly in her interviews, is that she would lay in bed at night and she would visualize that race and exactly how it was going to turn out, and that her horse would be going across the finish line first, and that she would be there and she'd be standing on the podium with the trophy. Again, another really great example is the story of Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile in running. So up until that point, scientists had actually said that our bodies could not go any faster, could not run, were just not designed to do that. But he went, no, I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to visualize myself that I can run a mile in under 4 minutes. And because he'd visualized it, he actually came out and he did it. And then once he did it, it became really easy for everybody else, because, hey, as soon as somebody's done something, they can continue, it makes it easier and easier for other people to do it. So anyway, that's, like I said, I've had a number of people sort of speak to me and mention to me about, well, what is it that you journal and why is it that you journal? And so it's about, for me, visualization and, being really clear and really focused on what it is that I'm wanting to achieve, because, it's my journey, it's my path, and I'm wanting to remind myself that, I want to live in a beautiful house, and I was visualizing for quite some time, living in the tropics and living in all-round summer and living, in this space. And now it's about, visualizing and working on, growing my business and having an audience of, millions of people who are interested in what I've got to say, which I love, but also to just sharing things from my heart and from that space. So, yeah, look, anyway, so I've shared that with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that too. Do you journal? What do you journal? Are you interested in giving it a go? Because, I found it just so beneficial to help me refocus and getting my thoughts back and really, help me grow. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing day, and above all things, go forth and be amazing. Bye.